Hey, what's up, YouTube fans? So last night I made a video where I talked about the process of evolution by natural selection, right? And what I now wanted to talk about in this video is the process of evolution by sexual selection, right? So not all traits that living things have help with their survival in any type of way. For example, the coloring of a peacock's feathers is very remarkably pretty, right? But it doesn't, as far as we can tell, help with their survival in any type of way, right? It's not like it gives them camouflage. If anything, it likely hurts their survival, right? Because it makes them more likely to be spotted by predators that want to eat them, right? So, why would they evolve such pretty feathers? Well, it likely comes down to the process of evolution by sexual selection. So how does that work? So amongst animals, most animals reproduce sexually, right? Two individuals get together and they have sex with each other, right? And that's how they make a baby, right? And then furthermore, amongst animals, certain traits will make an individual more or less attractive, including traits of their physical appearance will make them more or less attractive, right? More or less likely to attract someone that wants to have sex with them, right? And us humans, we know that all too well, right? It's not like you would have to watch a nature show to know that. We know it because it applies to us too, right? That's something that we experience in day-to-day life, right? That some individuals will be more or less attractive, or at least, there's a higher number of people that find them attractive, right? And so therefore they're more or less likely to have sex, right? And or have sex, in greater numbers, right? And so therefore they're more likely to produce offspring, right? And so therefore any of these traits that increase physical attractiveness, which can be passed on from parent to offspring, if they're an inheritable trait, then we could expect that by the next generation, a higher percentage of animals within the species would have the trait, right? Because the individuals with the trait tended to more often be successful at producing offspring, right? And so then, therefore, if it's an inheritable trait, we can expect that over time, more and more individuals within the species, percentage-wise, will have the trait, right? And this can apply to, attractiveness of appearance. It could also apply to attractiveness of smell. That's not as much a factor for humans, but for many animals, it's a very significant factor. It can for us to some extent, like if someone smells bad, that would likely make them less attractive, but it would likely be more so a factor for like dogs, right, which have a stronger sense of smell than we do, but a less good sense of sight. And then another dynamic that comes into this is that in many species, individuals will fight each other over a mate, right? So they'll get into violent fights over a mate, right? And us humans, we see some leftovers of this instinct. We seem to see some leftovers of it in us, because, we will often get jealous if our boyfriend or girlfriend cheats on us, right? We will get jealous about it, right? Whereas, if your friend has, other friends, maybe even multiple friends, we don't typically get jealous about that. We get jealous if all of our friends are hanging out without us, But just the mere fact that your friend has many other friends, that doesn't make us jealous typically. But we will typically get very jealous about, our boyfriend or girlfriend, having sex with someone else, right? Um, and we see the same thing in many other species. There are many other species that are monogamous, just as most humans are, where the individuals will have just one partner. They won't like to have multiple sexual partners. Um, but there are some species that are polygamous. There's differing dynamics for differing animal species, so it works differently. We even see diversity of it amongst apes. So, bonobos, one of our closest living relatives, they are very polygamous, right? But then gibbons, they tend to be very much monogamous, right? Generally speaking, right? And so there's differing dynamics for differing species, but a part of what could be the evolutionary reason why we get jealous over our partner having sex with someone else, right, is because that makes other individuals more likely than you to pass on their genes to the next generation, right? So this is why animals will fight each other over a mate and try and stop other individuals within the species from having sex with their partner or whatever. And then also another factor of sexual selection is attraction with like sound, right? Like birds can sing and even do elaborate dances for attracting a mate, right? And so, the more intelligent that a creature is, the more complex their behaviors can be for attracting a mate. And naturally, as you would expect, since humans are the most intelligent creatures of all, we have the most complex behaviors for attracting a mate. We even have whole dating websites, in any event, that's some food for thought. I find it very interesting. That's all for now. See you guys.